Hello, hello. I am Coach Corey Sartori. I empower high achieving women to grow in their self love, confidence, and relationships for a more fulfilling personal life. I am so excited to be sharing with you today benefits of a gratitude practice and how gratitude can change your life. If you've been following me for a while, or if you know me, you know how much I value gratitude, and you know that it is such a big part of my everyday life. Gratitude is everything to me. And so I'm excited to share with you today some of the benefits of gratitude. But before I share with you the benefits of gratitude, I want to share with you why I'm such a big believer in gratitude and why I think everyone should have this practice. I think every single person on the planet should be practicing gratitude every single day because I know that it can transform your life. And let me quickly share with you why. So, many of you know that I spent over a decade in a codependent, toxic relationship. I chose to numb all my pain with alcohol, and I ignored all of my feelings, anger, sadness, any emotion that came up for me. I just would stuff it down and I would move on from it. And so I wasn't my best self. I wasn't grateful for anything. I was kind of just a negative poopy pants. I was not a fun person to be around. And so I started doing the work, and it was in 2013 where I fully dove into working on myself and becoming a better version of me. And one of the things that I was offered, and I couldn't even tell you where I found gratitude or who offered it to me or what it was, but at some point along this journey, I started practicing gratitude, and it was just powerful, right? When I chose to be grateful for what I had rather than being a victim to my circumstances or being pissed off about this or that, when I focused on gratitude, it changed my outlook on life. It changed how my day went. Like, I remember in 2013, I had moved back from the Bay Area. So I was living in San Mateo, California, and I moved back to Salt Lake City, Utah. And that's when I really started transforming my life. And I remember driving to work on I-15 and seeing the beautiful mountains and just having so much gratitude for the beauty that surround me. And it just was overwhelming, that feeling of gratitude. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I need more of this. And in early 2016, my husband had come back into my life, and I've known my husband for 25 years. He is my codependent relationship. He is the person that I had this toxic relationship with. He was very active in his alcoholism and drug abuse when we were together. He's now been sober for over 9 years, so I'm so grateful for that. But he was my codependent relationship, and I hated him. Like, oh my gosh, I just was never going to talk to him again. I had so much negativity, so much resentment. And eventually in 2015, I gave that up, right? I forgave him and I moved on with my life. And I never was planning on seeing him again or marrying him. Like, hell no. But in 2016, he came back into my life. This is just how the universe works. And he said to me, because we hadn't seen each other in 3 years, and he said to me, you're a different person. I want what you have. And he had been sober for 3 years by this time, but he still was unhappy. He was still not living a life that he loved. And so I started teaching him some of the things I was doing. And one of the biggest things was gratitude. And so every morning I would text him 3 things I'm grateful for. And I would ask him, what are you grateful for? And he would text me back 3 things that he's grateful for. And the gratitude practice is really the foundation for our relationship, because when he came back into my life, I was like never going to date him again. I remember having a conversation with him where I was like, don't fall in love with me because this is never happening again. But after, months of having a gratitude practice with him and watching him change and shift and grow, and I was like, what? Like, you're a different person. And I was also a different person because of my gratitude practice. And then, within 6 months of us getting back together, we got engaged and we married the next year. And so my foundation in my marriage is gratitude. And even still to this day, we've been married now for 4.5 years. We talk about gratitude every single day. If we're in a bad mood, if we're, being snotty or snarky to each other, we come back to gratitude. What are you grateful for? And it's also something that we're teaching our son. What are you grateful for? And I mean, when you have a 4-year-old tell you what they're grateful for, it's like just lights you up. It just is the best feeling in the world to hear my son say what he's grateful for. And so gratitude is everything. And today, and I'm sorry if I get emotional, but today is my 1 year from my diagnosis of breast cancer. And it's been a tough year. It's been really hard for me. And one of the things that I heard probably a couple weeks after I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I remember I was in my bed. I was watching a documentary because I was just so overwhelmed. Like, being diagnosed with breast cancer is just so overwhelming. And I was watching this documentary, and this guy said in it, to have a true gratitude practice, you have to be grateful for the shit. And I was like, what? Because I'd had such a good gratitude practice for 8 or 9 years. And then when I heard this person say to have a true gratitude practice, you have to be grateful for the shit, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to be grateful for cancer. And I think that was exactly what I needed to hear in that time, in that moment. And I chose to be grateful for cancer. I chose to be grateful for the situation that I was in, rather than being a victim to it and having a pity party, which, trust me, there were days where I sat in my bed and cried my eyes out. But I chose to be grateful. And I think because I chose to be grateful for what I was going through rather than be a victim to it, I was able to thrive through cancer, not just survive, but thrive. And I was able to feel joy every day. I was able to laugh every day. I was able to just be present with my son every day because I had a gratitude practice. And so even though I was going through this really hard thing, I was grateful for what it was teaching me. And now it's a year later from my diagnosis. They gave me that phone call that on March 18th at 11:15 a.m. So it's been a year. And I just look back now and I just think of how grateful I am for every single person that rallied around me, every single person that showed up for me. I'm grateful that I have my life. I'm grateful that I get to watch my son grow up. I'm grateful that I have my partner and my husband, who's just been such a rock star through all of this. But I am just so grateful. And because I'm choosing to continue to focus on gratitude, my life is just so amazing and wonderful, right? And I mean, you look back on the last year of cancer, and going through chemo is brutal, and losing my hair is brutal, right? I wear a wig. But I'm just so grateful for the experience now, because I learned so much and I'm a better person from it. And I focused on being grateful for my situation as I went through it. And I think that's what helped me stay in a positive mindset and helped me stay happy as I went through it. And so gratitude is so powerful. So if you do not already have a gratitude practice, I challenge you to start one. And these are the benefits. So some of the benefits, these are scientifically proven benefits that I'm going to share with you right now. Gratitude opens the door to more relationships. So if you want more loving, fulfilling relationships, you need to start being grateful. Be grateful for the relationships you already have. Be grateful for your relationship with yourself. Being grateful, when you have a gratitude practice, it improves your physical health. It can improve your psychological health. It can enhance empathy and reduce aggression. Gratitude can help people sleep better. It can improve your self-esteem, and it can also increase your mental strength. And so there's so many amazing benefits to gratitude. So if you don't already have a gratitude practice, I challenge you to get one starting today. And so if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what that means, I'll tell you what I do for my gratitude practice. And so every morning I speak out loud 3 things I'm grateful for. And maybe that's a conversation with my husband. Sometimes I text him if he's not here. Sometimes I just speak it out loud by myself, or I share it with my son. But I have a gratitude practice that I do daily, right? So in the morning. And a lot of times my gratitude practice comes with me throughout the day. If I'm driving around, I focus on what I'm grateful for. I focus on being grateful for the mountains, the sunshine. And then, again, going back to being grateful for the shit is if somebody cuts me off in traffic, and I'm such a road rage person. I get like very rageful in traffic. But if somebody cuts me off, instead of screaming and yelling, I choose to be grateful. Okay, I'm grateful that that person cut me off because maybe they saved me from getting in a car accident up ahead. And choosing to focus on gratitude, right? It brings you down. It let you let go of that stress or that negative feeling or that anxiety. And so that's my morning gratitude practice. And another thing that I offer to all of my clients is to be grateful every single night. So when they're journaling, to write down 3 things they're grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours, right? Because a lot of times in the morning, saying my gratitude practice, it can be the same things. I'm grateful for my son. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my family. But then when I have to sit down and think about 3 things I'm grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours, it just gives me more to be grateful for because that's not the same repetitive thing. And so those are the things that I want to offer you. There's so many amazing benefits to a gratitude practice. If you don't have one, start one today. I challenge you, just start, because it will transform your life. I mean, I think my mindset now that I have been practicing gratitude for 8, 9, 10 years, I'm not even sure how long, but I always have a positive outlook. I'm such a happier person and I just absolutely love my life. And I think even going through breast cancer, I still loved my life. And it was because I was continuing to focus on gratitude. And so gratitude has so many amazing benefits, and I challenge you to start a gratitude practice. If you need support in finding more gratitude, more joy, more happiness, more balance in your life, then I'm your girl. I am taking on one more coaching client for the month of March. So if you are ready to transform your life, send me a DM right now with the words transformation, and we'll get connected. And I would love to support you in changing your life. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your support and your love. I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and I look forward to connecting soon.